Wow, we have covered a lot of ground. And now we're at the exciting point where we can begin to think about how all of this knowledge can start to translate into action steps. So here, we'll dig into the set of interventions that are best suited to get stomach acid up and back online as quickly as possible in the safest manner as possible. And I promise you, I'm not gonna say what you think I'm gonna say. All right, so in general, there are 3 tools available to us when it comes to tackling our upper gastric health. And while I can't stress enough how important all 3 of these components are in any upper gastric routine, today we're primarily going to focus on category 2, which is supplementation. So the programming that you'll find on Gutsy Green focuses on all 3 of these elements, but supplementation is really an absolutely foundational step for getting your digestive system to function well, but it's also the step that I tend to see the most pushback about. So I tend to come across a lot of people who tell me things like, I hate to take pills. I want to do it naturally. It's going to be too expensive, or I don't want to be on a supplement for the rest of my life, etc. And certainly these are all valid concerns. And actually, I tend to fall in the same camp, believe it or not. I really like to minimize my supplementation. So I'll preface this by saying that as a practitioner and as a supplement user, my goal is always to have the least amount of supplement needed, where you can still maintain the benefit, and also to continue to experiment with weaning off of most supplements. So, with that in mind, let's walk through the reasons that supplementation is necessary when it comes to your stomach acid, why the trade-off of investment is worth it, and why most of us can count on dropping our dose or even weaning off of supplements at some point. The main piece of rationale here that we need to keep in mind is this idea of a positive feedback loop. So as we've discussed, humans have a novel toxin burden in modernity. It is absolutely unprecedented. And this toxin exposure works to lower stomach acid, which then works to slow digestion way down. Unfortunately, this results in our body becoming more and more toxic over time because the way that we eliminate those toxins is through the stool, which doesn't tend to move very well when digestion is slow. So it's this never-ending cycle. And beyond the dangers that this poses to our health, this also presents an obstacle for the body's innate ability to naturally fix the problem, right? So the fix, which would be to create more stomach acid, requires toxin-free tissue. So when digestion is slow and toxins are not clearing the body out through the stool, then it becomes impossible for stomach acid to naturally correct itself. So it's this never-ending cycle of becoming more toxic, more incapable of producing acid, and having slower and slower digestion. So this is really the gap that supplements and detox work in general can help to bridge. So our ultimate goal for stimulating stomach acid production is opening up the body's drainage funnel, or our elimination pathways. Okay, so once toxins begin to leave the body again through the drainage funnel, then acid can begin to flow freely again. So when we're blocked in any of these systems listed in the drainage funnel here, but in particular in the lower systems, the colon, the liver, and bile, then it becomes very difficult to address stomach acid issues at all. So opening up these systems right here are top priority when the stomach is dysfunctioning, so that our body can actually eliminate toxins. However, this drainage work can sometimes take a moment to really get moving again, and it can take even longer for our bodies to catch up and get on top of the toxin load to the extent that your mitochondria come back online and your stomach acid can kick in again innately. So in the meantime, you can take some additional steps to really manage your symptoms of low acid, especially if you're dealing with something like reflux. So what you need to do is to follow our proprietary SEED process. And SEED is an acronym that stands for 4 steps. Step 1, soothe your digestive mucosa to prevent damage. Step 2, enzyme support to lower your digestive burden. Step 3, elevate your beneficial microbes to keep things moving in that GI tract. And of course, step 4 is to drain and detoxify your tissue. So this SEED recipe is what you need for stomach acid success. And when you implement this SEED method as your stomach acid comes back online, your digestion will also begin to speed up again. So toxins will be able to move out of your elimination pathways a lot better. And this is going to make your need for that external supplement support a lot more likely to lessen over time. The more toxins you eliminate, the more stomach acid you'll be able to make, and the faster digestion will move, and so on. So I can't exactly answer whether supplementing is going to be a forever thing for you. Unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all approach because we're all individuals with different ages, health conditions, and toxin burdens. Likewise, because our toxin exposure is so constant in modernity, we'll likely always need to revisit detox support to some extent. Though, perhaps we can do this in the future with a much lighter hand than initially and a lot more sporadically than initially. But what I really can assure you of is that this is an investment worth making. It has the potential to save you loads in healthcare down the line by naturally lowering toxin levels in the body and by keeping you away from dangerous acid-blocking medications and all of those other diseases and conditions associated with low stomach acid that we've been over. So it's a really small price to pay for the benefit that you have the potential to reap. And when you start out with a simple gut soothe with us, we've made sure that the investment is incredibly affordable for you. So if you're someone who might struggle with thinking about tackling more intensive changes to your diet or your lifestyle, I definitely suggest starting with a gut soothe that preps your tissue for this drainage and detox work. It's a great way to get a quick win that will inspire you to see that improvement in your symptom load is possible and within reach. You'll also start feeling a lot or a little bit better, which may offer you some extra fuel in the cup to draw from as you begin to think about taking on detox. All right, so hopefully it's clear why supplementing is the easiest, cheapest, and most effective way to go about fixing your stomach acid. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the most common method touted out there about how to fix your stomach acid and why I never suggest using it. And we'll talk a lot more about why the SEED method is absolutely superior to this common suggestion. So I'll see you then.